I'm a 30-year-old woman, and Thanksgiving in my family has always been, let's just say, a production. Every year, it's the same. We gather at my parents' house, stuffed into a too-small dining room, and we go through the motions. Smiles are forced, old grudges get rehashed, and the atmosphere teeters on the edge of a blowout from the moment I walk through the door. But this year, I decided it was going to be different. I'd been working on myself, setting boundaries, and trying to let go of the feeling that I had to fix everything for everyone. Thanksgiving, though, felt like my last test. My family didn't exactly make things easy, and I had a feeling this year wouldn't be any exception. Still, I walked in, hoping for peace, armed with my best intentions. The moment I stepped inside, I could feel the tension. It was barely noon, and already, everyone seemed on edge. My mom was in the kitchen, barking orders as she pulled a turkey out of the oven. The smell of burned stuffing hit me like a wall, and the noise of clanging dishes and clinking glasses was intense. Mom gave me a quick hug, then whispered in that way only moms can, "Please, just try to get along with everyone today. It's Thanksgiving. It would be nice if you could. Fall in line, for once." Her words didn't surprise me. She'd always tried to keep up appearances, no matter what was boiling under the surface. As soon as I walked into the living room, Aunt Linda cornered me. She does this every year, and every year I brace myself. She started in immediately, asking me if I was still at that same job. Apparently, it's still hard for her to understand why I'd waste my education on a career that doesn't match her idea of success. Then there was Uncle Rick, who barely looked up from his phone as he pointed out, in his usual blunt way, that I'd gained a bit. Not even a hello, just that. I let it slide, though I could feel the knot in my stomach growing. Before I could catch my breath, my sister Jessica was there, smiling that too sweet smile that always means trouble. Jessica, who has 2 kids, immediately asked, "So, still single?" The room went quiet, and I felt every set of eyes on me. She followed up with, "Oh, and no kids, right?" It was her classic line, her way of reminding everyone who the real adult was. I gave her a tight smile, trying not to react. Somewhere between the appetizers and setting the table, my dad pulled me aside. He started with small talk, asking how work was going, but it quickly shifted. My brother, of course, had gotten into some financial trouble. Again, Dad said, family helps family. Maybe you could chip in a little? Just until he gets back on his feet. I wanted to ask when, exactly, my brother had ever been on his feet, but I bit my tongue. The room was buzzing with conversation, but I felt like every word was a direct hit. As we finally sat down for dinner, my mom noticed I wasn't piling on the mashed potatoes. She looked disappointed, even a little insulted. Despite knowing for years that I have specific dietary restrictions, she said, "Oh, come on, just a little. We all have to eat the same. It's family." Before I could protest, she loaded my plate with everything I'd hoped to avoid. The tension rose as dinner went on. My cousin, who had just gotten engaged, spent most of the meal flashing her ring and dropping not-so-subtle hints about my single lifestyle. Each remark felt like a punch, and everyone seemed to be waiting for me to react, but I didn't give them the satisfaction. Then, as if on cue, my mom started to tear up, making a little speech about how Thanksgiving used to mean so much more to us. "It hurts me to see my kids not getting along," she said, dabbing her eyes. And that's when it started. The old grudges, the usual arguments from past Thanksgivings that we all thought we'd buried. Suddenly, everyone was blaming me for things that happened years ago, dragging up memories I'd rather forget. Even if I tried to defend myself, it wouldn't have mattered. They'd all made up their minds about my sins ages ago. Just when I thought I couldn't take anymore, my younger cousin, who had stayed out of the chaos all evening, leaned over and whispered, "Hey, don't let them get to you. I see what's going on."